This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. Jack Smith continues, along with his team, to try to build the links between the Jan6 insurrection and Capitol attack and Donald Trump himself in order to bring an amended or superseding indictment to cover claims linking Donald Trump, making him responsible for the Capitol attack in a way that the prior indictment has not yet done that. How are they doing that? Well, we're getting a little bit of a reveal from people like Enrique Tarrio, the founder and leader of the Proud Boys, who was convicted for 22 years or 22-year sentence for 31 felony counts. Jury convicted him back in May. He was sentenced just recently by Judge Kelly, a Trump appointee. Judge Kelly shaved off some time from the Department of Justice request. They wanted 33 years. He gave him 22 years. And Enrique Tarrio likes talking, and he likes talking to the press. He did it in his jailhouse while the trial was going on in ways that were inconsistent with statements that were being made in the courtroom by his own lawyers. And he said it just recently. He revealed in his recent discussions with reporters that two things. One, he was offered to shave effectively his sentence in half. They offered him 9 to 11 years just to plead guilty. He didn't have to testify against anybody. He didn't have to flip. Just save the Department of Justice the wear and tear of having to put on another trial. And he turned it down. And for that and his stupidity, he's serving 11 more years in prison because he got 22 years from the jury. He guessed wrong, should have taken the deal with the Department of Justice. If he wanted to go further, the Department of Justice wanted to get to the bottom of Donald Trump's linkage to the Capitol attack. And they showed Enrique Tarrio text messages between Enrique Tarrio, a person I'll call person number one, who had a text message with person number two, who had a text message with Donald Trump. So it's sort of Donald Trump twice removed. And they wanted Enrique Tarrio to reveal who number one was and then figure out who number two was. He wouldn't do either. And instead, he's put himself up as a martyr and claimed that the government, the Department of Justice, is trying to use him as a stepping stone to bring down Donald Trump, and that's election interference. 2024. This is the reason he's spending 22 years of his life in jail. But what it reveals for me is the continued investigation and pressure by the Department of Justice to try to bring down Donald Trump on a new indictment related to the Capitol attack. Again, the indictment itself kind of gets close. It says Donald Trump took advantage of the Capitol attack. His supporters got behind the flames that were already started, but didn't blame Donald Trump and indict him for that. And that's one area that I think is still sticking in the craw of Jack Smith. And when he gets somebody like Enrique Tarrio, who is boots on the ground, troops for Trump, following their fearless, commander-in-chief, cooer-in-chief, Donald Trump, he's got the ability to do it. But Enrique Tarrio, can't be trusted anyway. And I don't know why reporters keep interviewing him. He'll keep talking. They'll talk for the next 22 years if you let him. He already went to jail once before for fraud. Little known, little reported fact. He went to jail for federal crimes related to him selling medical equipment. Isn't he a beaut? Selling medical equipment fraudulently that had been stolen. So he really can't be trusted, right? And but they keep talking to him because, frankly, he keeps talking and it creates content. When he was on trial, while his lawyers were doing their closing argument to the jury, they said that the person that should be blamed for this is Donald Trump, that his client, Enrique Tarrio, was a fall guy for Donald Trump and leaders and other senior leaders. Well, while he was saying that in the split screen, his client was saying in jailhouse interviews nothing of the sort. That Donald Trump had no role in it. He wasn't following orders to attack the Capitol, that he thought the attack on the Capitol that he was sidelined from because he'd been arrested several days before. Get this, he's the only Jan6 leader insurrectionist serving this much time that never was in the Capitol during the insurrection. He wasn't even there for it. He planned it, he'd organized it, he exhorted it. His second in commands all implemented the conspiracy that he led, but he wasn't actually at the Jan6 insurrection itself, and yet is going away for the longest time it's been sentenced so far, 22 years. But while his lawyers were saying blame Donald Trump, he was saying no, and the Department of Justice is squeezing me to get to Donald Trump, and I won't lie, election interference 2024. That's what he was saying then. That's what he's saying now. The only new information that I think is relevant is this continued attempt by the Department of Justice to connect the dots to Donald Trump and bring a superseding indictment. As soon as we get more information like that, either from Jan6 proceedings, criminal cases, or the like, we will bring it to you right here on the MeidasTouch Network on its YouTube channel. We catch it, we analyze it, explode it, and explain it to you right here. I sit, Michael Popok, at that intersection of law and politics, bringing you from my experience at 32 years as a practicing lawyer. Pull it all together on Wednesdays and Saturdays on Legal AF podcast on the MeidasTouch Network. Help them get to 2 million free subscribers. Be the 2 millionth free subscribers. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up. And until my next hot take, and on Wednesdays and Saturdays, Legal AF, this is Michael Popok.
Hey, Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.